I'm pinning this to be the first video on my page because there's a situation here where these people are using mind control, whatever machines are using, and it's not just to harvest energy, but it's also to make me forget the things that were done to me. So I'm going to pin this so that I remember, because every time I start to remember, these people come in to wherever I'm at and start using this machine. What I'm getting, because my memory is coming back, as it keeps coming back, and then they come in and do something to where I don't remember who the main players were in my story. Around 2018, 2019, a man was sent to me. I don't know if this is his real name, but I'll post a picture of him. His John Augustiniak. He was sent by my ex-husband and my aunt, and he was sent to basically unalive me because there was an inheritance that was left to me and they wanted to spend it. So when this man came in, I don't know if they knew that he was a pedophile, but I don't know if he was an undercover cop actually, or if he became one later. But he came in, and what happened was he would poison me, he would do certain things to me, and I wouldn't die, right? And so he took interest in me. But what I'm getting is that somewhere during that time, he started to have a sexual relationship with my 10-year-old daughter at the time. And when he got to her, he started to turn her against me, along with my ex-husband and everyone else. So basically, I don't know if the Heil family knew that he was having a sexual relationship with her, but what I was shown was that it did start, and it was sometime before her birthday on August 2019. I sort of remember because he came up to the mountains to visit for her birthday one time, just to come up and say hi. And there was something between them when I remember thinking it was like they had a secret between them. And I just didn't like the feeling. And then after that, around Christmas time when I was in Washington, I had a dream, and it was showing me how he was checking her out in her bathing suit. And then I immediately in my head knew that this was somebody I needed to get out of my life. So I immediately cut him off, and he didn't like this because, see, he was being paid money to come into my life and destroy me for, whatever. And so this man had turned my daughter against me. So what they had decided to do was that they would, I think either he works for the government or he knew somebody that works for the CIA, but they decided to put me under a illegal case study to where they had cameras in every aspect of my life. I was surrounded by people in every aspect of my life, and this was a cult of people. These were people who pretend to be religious figures, but they are not. These people are Satanists. And so working with the government and the judicial system, he had connections to all these people, corrupt and then non-corrupt. But basically, he put me in this case study. If you look down in several videos, there's a couple videos where it kind of explains what these CIA case study programs are like, where it's like mind control, they do your behavior, just how they mess with you. So basically, he decided to put me under this case study where then they started to alienate me from everybody that I knew. They started spreading rumors. And the thing that was a kicker here was that my own child was telling people that I was doing things to her possibly and abusing her. But it was because, she had a lover in this man that was telling her to do anything. I'm being told that she was paid a lot of money to lie on me, to trigger me as they were doing witchcraft on me so that they could catch me on video being unstable, an unstable mother. They called every single family member and friend that they saw in my phone book or my social media, and they created so many horrible things about me that it was like even the closest people to me didn't want anything to do with me, but were willing to play the game of, being there for me, but behind the scenes thought I was a disgusting person based on whatever rumors these people spread. So my whole life since 2018, 2019 was under camera, everything. I started to figure out that this was a cult because a shaman helped me discover that. And slowly over time, I realized everything was witchcraft, and that's why I was unstable. I couldn't get grips on my life. The only reason I stayed in this situation knowing I was being gang stalked was because I shared my daughter with my ex-husband, and I did not want to lose her, or I did not want her to be in danger. I started to realize over time that my ex-husband was involved in all of this, and then it was my entire family. By the time it was about 2022, October 2022, moving into an apartment because I lost my home, because they made sure every client stopped coming to me. I lost my home. I lived in an apartment. The leasing managers of the lodge apartments in Denver were involved in all of this. Every single person in my life was involved in this. My dentist, my doctor, everybody. So basically, my whole life, in 9 months in there, over time, I realized towards the end, about July, that an informant told me that my daughter was being trafficked, that she was doing underage porn, that she was a prostitute, an underage prostitute, and that her own father molests her. This was something that someone shared with me. It was confirmed by my daughter. But then this is when they really shut me down because I knew something. And this is when they started using the mind control, energy harvesting stuff. Energy harvesting had been going on for a long time, but this mind control thing is they needed me to not remember. And so basically, by the time I was about ready to move out, this is when I found out my daughter, all this stuff was going on with my daughter, and it tore my soul out of me. So I was told that I was in danger. I needed to escape because I knew too much. And so I escaped Denver, and I have been driving in my car from hotel to hotel, being followed basically by the government and by a cult. And some people are police officers. And a lot of these people were told I am dangerous, I'm a horrible mother, that, there's this case study or whatever it is. And so all these willing participants have basically been surrounding me. I even was working with the Jonah Project, who ended up being involved in this and placed me in a safe home, which was not safe. These people were paid to take me out, basically, in Priest River, Idaho. I found out, my mother figure was involved, people that I loved were all involved in this. So basically, I'm pinning this to be the first page because they did another round a week of, they try to do at least 4 or 5 days of doing the MK Ultra or whatever this thing is they do above me, and they stay above me. And basically, it harvests my energy, but they also put me in a position where I start to not remember things. I don't remember who. The reason I remembered more than I ever remembered was that it's not a memory. It was more like Spirit was showing me that this John guy, who was the ringleader of all of this from the beginning and lied to so many people, he was going out of his way trying to make everyone else using mind control and witchcraft to make me not see him in any aspect of what people were doing to me. So I would only see Eric, I'd see all these other different people. I'd even see my own daughter. I'd see Rob, but this John made sure that when he was doing things that he would make sure I wasn't being seen, or he wouldn't be seen, so that he could come in later and fool me, basically. So there's a lot of things where I thought one person was doing a lot of things. I'm hearing he even paid tarot readers when I was trying to get clarity on things. He was paying them to tell me it was other people that were doing things to me. He was having other people attack me with witchcraft. He was having women that he sleeps with attack me with witchcraft so that if I did a return to sender, they would get it and he wouldn't. And so this is why I'm pinning this here, because if I forget again, at least I have this, and I'm going to remember that this is my memory that came back, that this man got my daughter at 10 years old to come against me. He's used what do narcissists do, where they triangulate people. And so my daughter sees me as a threat to her and him, a threat to any man and him. She's programmed, there's witchcraft being done and mind control being done on her. But she's one of my handlers. She's mainly responsible for